My turn?
Yep.
Does anybody not know who LarryVarney is?
I don't.
Okay. LarryVarney is co-editor. Yep. Co-editor of BentRider.bike. I think it's
BentRiderOnline.com.
Yeah. And I think, is it the world's largest
Online Recumbent magazine.
Right. And Larry is always an interesting speaker. I think you're a former professor.
Well, technically, I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher and
Data processing. I always like to say I used to be a shop teacher. I taught graphic arts. It was in the shop department. When it comes to mechanical things, like I tell people, if it's beyond a Phillips screwdriver and duct tape, I'm lost. And that's almost true. I'm getting better at zip ties. So. I usually put them in the wrong way. If it doesn't work, I have to put them in the other one. Anyway, I didn't build anything. I don't build things. I'm not that, well, like I said, I'm not that good with tools. But people have asked me, I've been on lots of tours, supported more often than non-supported, but they want to know, what do you bring with you? Sometimes I tend to bring more stuff than I need. But you've all heard what tools to bring, a little toolkit, piece of chain, maybe some spokes, definitely some tubes, depending on if it's going to be supported or non-supported, sag, all that, is going to impact what you need to carry. Well, you've all heard that part, but I've got some stuff in here that maybe they didn't tell you you need to bring, but I always do. And one of the first things is a plastic bag. I mean, there's nothing worse than having a nice bag on the back of your bike or trike, but it's not waterproof. And your wallet's in there and it gets rained on, and your keys nowadays have got all that electronic stuff, and that's horrible. Now some bags are waterproof. I noticed somebody's got that Hartwell or Arkell one. I love those bags. I've told those people if they made them big enough, I'd want to be buried in one. They said they could arrange that. But anyway, that came from Kroger. I think on the way down, I picked up some cookies. And, I love that. Another thing to bring, if you're getting like me, little sparsely haired on the top, you can pick up a scarf somewhere, these cheap ass things, and just put it over your head, because there's nothing weirder than you're on a hot sunny day and you take off your helmet and you've got these tan tiger stripes on your
I don't know anything about that.
I know. I would tell people it's just effective the camera. Another thing, we all have water bottles, or should. This isn't just a water bottle. The other day, I had a coupon. You've all heard of REI, Recreational Equipment Incorporated, and they sent me a 20% off coupon. I hate not to use a coupon. I mean, I've become a regular at some of the restaurants back home because they send me coupons. I gotta use them. 50% off. I'll buy it. Anyway, I went there thinking I gotta buy something, and I tend to gravitate toward the camping or the bicycling or whatever. And I saw this, and I thought, I don't need another water bottle because I wasn't my color. But this is called Life Straw. What's in there is a filter that, according to the manufacturer, if you use this, you can put water from a ditch or anything in there, and 99% of all the harmful bacteria and microbes and all that will be filtered out. And it's got a lifetime of, I don't know, several thousand gallons or something. So I don't think it would work real well if the water was actually poisonous, or if it had gasoline or something like that in it. I started to write to him and say, could I pee in it? But I didn't know they would have called the police. That would have been funny, but I forget how much this was, but I thought, they could come in pretty handy, because if you're out somewhere in the middle of nowhere and you're thirsty and you run out of water, you don't want to start getting too thirsty. Now, if there's a ditch somewhere, or a puddle, or just a creek or something that you think looks okay, this will help you be a little bit more reassured. So, it's got a little foot thing on there and all that. I thought, pretty neat. But it's a company called Life Straw, and I think they, according to the packaging, portion of every purchase goes to help, I don't know, sick, poor people in Africa or something. I don't know. It looked nice and full, and I thought, I'm doing a good deed. Now, one of the other things down here, these are all things that I tend to bring in my bag, is this guy. You know, I think, what is that? Duck call.
It's a duck call.
See, look, it's a little flashlight. And what's really neat about it, it plugs into your cigarette lighter, which most of our bicycles don't have. You put this in your car, plug it in, you think, well, that's pretty neat, you know. So now you got a little flashlight that has a pretty long shelf life. So if you are somewhere and you're camping, or you drop something on the ground, whatever, you can use that to find it. And I thought that was pretty neat. Well, this is neat about it. Up at the top, there's a little USB type thing, which lo and behold, if you happen to have a USB cable, you can plug this end into that, because it's actually a storage battery. So not just a flashlight, you can charge your phone with it. So if you got that little connector on one end and the USB on the other, then ta-da, in an emergency. Because I heard Bill earlier, his phone had died. And I think, oh, well, that'd be pretty neat. I'm not sure how long that would last. If you've got some of these power-hungry iPhone 6s or something that you know, probably suck oil out of the environment while they're charging the battery. I use Android myself. You might say, well, maybe something with a little bit more power. This little guy, which has to be called iGo. I'm not sure why, but on one end, it's got a connector to match a micro USB connector. And on the other end, it's got a regular USB. And this is the storage battery. You can plug this thing into this, charge it up, and you got extra power to carry with you. And you might say, well, man, you know, could I get more power? Yeah. The other thing I've got down in here, which I think is even better yet, this whole thing. You might say, what is it? You know, it's got two USB connectors on it, and a little plug thing. You plug this into an electrical outlet, you can plug this guy directly into it, you can plug this cable directly into it, charge up your phone and your little battery all at the same time. So if you're sitting at a restaurant somewhere and they've, you know, got a little plug somewhere nearby, plug it in, charge up your phone, charge up your battery, you know, and you'll be great for the rest of the day. I got several of these somewhere that were online. And, oh, this is from Motorola too. But I like name brand. And I think that, yeah, that's all I've got. Reading glasses. One thing, after a while, you've got so many reading glasses everywhere. Thank God. But these are the things that I always take with me, because I never know when this guy will ever die, and I need a battery, and I'm not someplace where I can, you know, plug it in. So having these storage batteries are handy. I like the flashlight. One of these days, I'm going to actually use that thing and see if it works. So if I suddenly die somewhere, don't buy that. Or if you buy one and you get sick or something, remember, Bill Gillette told you, not me.
Larry, we don't want to know if the urine experiment
I know.
succeeds.
Maybe that's how it becomes.
So Larry, how did you get involved with being an editor for Net Online?
That was one of those weird things that eons ago, I happened to see in Bicycling magazine an ad in the back for this one Recumbent called the Infinity, and it just had to be made outside of Indianapolis, which wasn't too far away. So I drove over one weekend and actually looked at it, talked to the manufacturer, rode it around the parking lot, almost got killed. And I asked him how much it was, and I think he said it was like $700. I said, Jesus, you know. And I thought, I can't do that. And I thought, well, he's not going to let me just walk away. He did. So I come back the next week and bought it. And sometime after, you know, I rode around. I was like the first and only person in southwestern Ohio and Indiana and all that with a Recumbent for years, it seemed like. And
What year was this?
this is, oh, maybe 15, 20 years ago, back in the 70s. Now it's been that long. But sometime after that, I'd always had dial-up phone connections. I live out in the country, and Cincinnati Bell would regularly send me these things, and call them, you know, since I have Bell connected, high-speed internet. And I call them, they told them, it's already not available in your area. It's almost like a ritual, you know. This one time a woman called, and then I said, you're gonna tell me it's not available. Hold on. And she said it is, and started going through this. I said, you don't have to say another word. I'm signing up now. I want it. Yeah. I used to always have to go places and sit out in the parking lot and tap into their Wi-Fi. Anything over a megabyte was too big. And with a long story shorter, one of the benefits of getting an internet connection from them is you got a free website too. So I like fooling around with computers, so I started uploading pictures and writing about the recumbent stuff. And that's when I discovered that, you know, you put something out on the internet and people are gonna see it, people you don't even know. And one of the things I'd done, I was in Florida on a vacation, and that was a recumbent cyclist news, you know, the print thing was out, and it mentioned Catrice. And I thought, oh, and I just had to be fairly close. I called them up and said, you know, I'd like to come by and look. Went over there, and this was in 2003, I think. And I wrote the first Catrice speed around and everything, and he was just Paulo and this one guy at work with. When Paulo came out, I thought this is just a kid that works there, you know, and here he owned the company. But I wrote it around, took some pictures, you know, the trike of him and everything. And I even told Paulo, I said, you're gonna sell a lot of these. And then when I got home, I put pictures up on this little website of mine, wrote about it and all that. And didn't think much about it after that, but then the following weekend, or maybe a week or two away, I drove over to Indianapolis again, because that was like the closest recumbent dealer. Trying to think of the name of the place, but he was on a bike trail over there, since going out of business. But he mentioned something. I asked him, I said, have you ever heard of Catrice? And he said, no, but he had seen some pictures of it. It's out on the web just this weekend. And then he started to, wait a minute, you're him. He had seen that.